Hey, welcome everyone to our Posh podcast. I am Gabrielle. I'm your host along with my daughter Marcella. Hello. And my son Chino.
Still kicking.
My adopted son Bernie.
Hello.
Always a pause.
And DJ Spider.
Hello.
So this is part 2 of our 600-pound life episode where we catch up with some of these guests from the show that have actually lost weight and are doing great. And I think it's extremely inspiring that they can lose that much weight.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable, I feel like. And so I feel like we jump right into with some of these case studies, which this is Joe Wexler. And on season 3 of My 600-Pound Life, viewers were introduced to Joe Wexler, who weighed in initially at nearly 800 pounds.
Oh.
Fortunately, I can say that word. Wexler was able to get help from Dr. Nowzaradan. Do we know how? We don't
I just
know.
call him Dr. Now because it's
Dr. Now, okay. Who performed gastric bypass surgery on him after he lost 140 pounds on his own, which is super impressive. It was really tough. One of the hardest things I ever did, he said of the experience in an episode of My 600-Pound Life. Where are they now? After that, Wexler accomplished milestones like driving, getting skin removal surgery, and losing 500 pounds. But the best was yet to come for Wexler in his follow-up segment. He also revealed that he had met a woman named Sarah and that they were dating. So they got married, and their 2-year wedding anniversary is in August 2018, according to their Facebook account.
Hey.
Let's go, Joe.
Cool. Let's go, Joe.
That's him and Sarah?
No, that's him after he lost the weight.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry. I thought from here that was a girl on there. Sorry.
He looks like a different person. Incredible.
He looks like an angry woman. A happy woman. He does. Wow, 500 pounds. That's unbelievable. He started off at, so he's 3 something. What did it say what he is? Final weight?
Joe Wexler started at 777 pounds.
Gosh.
And the total weight loss after 12 months was 200 pounds. But he lost then
Said
500. So
Dude, that's unbelievable. Yeah, he has a cane in this picture.
crazy.
How old?
He is 31 years old.
What?
I figured it was like young and looked a
He
lot
looks
older
super
with,
young there, but
with a cane. Yeah.
Look at this, guys.
what was that?
That was crazy.
Laura Perez. What? Look at this.
Wow.
Crazy.
Dang.
So I said the last show that weight just really is, it's crazy what it does to your face.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I wonder, though, if you get to that size, like whatever, 500, 600, 700 pounds or whatever, 600 plus, because I just wonder how, I mean, clearly I know that it's so damaging to your organs, what about your heart? I wonder if it's irreparable type of damage for these people. Like we saw some that died. I just wonder how damaging it is to your organs.
Yeah. This is interesting because her husband didn't want her to do all this. He didn't want her to go beauty school. He didn't want her to lose the weight.
They wanted to keep her
He wanted
heavy.
her to stay trapped.
It's crazy. How big was he?
I don't know. So she remarried a new man. She
Okay, for
gushed
her.
about it in a comment on a previous post saying that she's moved on from the relationship that damaged her. And the new beau, thank God he's a great, hardworking, loving, caring man that puts me first. This is unbelievable that
That is
a
crazy.
husband actually prefers this because then he doesn't
He's
have
just
to worry
controlling.
about losing her.
All the people like that just need to go to an island and have each other there and leave the rest of us alone.
I mean,
Talk about some seriously, I mean, compared to what you look like, ultimate revenge right there.
Right.
Yeah, true,
That
right?
the guy was trying to hold her back, and
Yeah,
he was married to her
right.
when she looked like that, and then she
And
looks the way she does
he's
now.
amazing.
Like, that is
That's
unbelievable.
awesome. I love it.
Wow. Laura Perez. How old was she?
41.
Wow, she's my age. Good Lord.
That is crazy.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
There is Charity Pierce, 39 years old, and she started at 778 pounds. After 12 months, she lost 291 pounds.
Oh my gosh. Is that her
12
thigh?
months?
That's
What is
her.
that?
That
Is that her leg?
That's a scary question when you have to say, what is that?
Right?
I think it is her leg.
But how is her leg?
It looks like a normal person's ass.
A normal person.
That's an average of 24.25 pounds a month. That's legit. For her to lose that in 12 months?
Yeah.
You said how much did she lose? 291?
She lost 91 pounds in 12 months.
That's serious. 25 pounds. That's crazy. That's awesome. Wow, that's impressive.
That is a big thigh.
That's a big body. Just the thighs as big as a body. That's unbelievable.
Charity Pierce, at her largest, she clocked in at almost 800 pounds, one of the bigger individuals to appear on the show at the time. Fortunately, Pierce was able to help herself thanks to the intervention with Dr. Now. She underwent weight loss surgery and lost over 400 pounds, according to the show. She also had several skin surgeries, including the removal of a 57-pound fatty tumor and a 38-pound of tissue from her abdomen. She doesn't look like the same person at all. Pierce isn't alone on her journey anymore either, as her daughter also struggles with her weight, which is chronicled in the follow-up episode. And while the pair have faced setbacks, they're also working their hardest to get through it together.
Wow, that's crazy.
38 pounds of tissue from her stomach. Like, just extra skin.
Next, we have Nikki Webster, who is 33 years old, and she was able to go shopping for a pair of pants for the first time in 10 years.
Oh, that's the other question. How do they?
Clothes.
Yeah, how do you? I mean,
None of them have looked like they've had pants on so far.
this one has a moo on. Look, there's a moo there and a moo there.
No, that's
Moo here and a moo there.
That's a really good
He's got a
question.
shirt.
I wonder how.
That's a moo probably, really.
What's a moo?
It's like a drape.
Dress.
It looks like it's like a dressy drape. It's like a big blanket.
And he's 800 pounds here, and he's got a shirt on.
Well, I'm sure they make them, but they don't get a lot of options, I would
Oh
assume.
man, how do these people support themselves financially? And
I think that's all on the show. Like, it's usually
Oh.
family and stuff. It's all
crazy.
different.
So Nikki, as she slipped into a pair of blue jeans, you could tell how thrilled she was. I feel womanly and sassy, she gushed. It takes a lot for me to feel sassy. Go ahead, girl. A new pair of pants isn't the only new thing in Webster's life. Her weight loss has also enabled her to excel at work, something she couldn't do before. I can finally really contribute.
Crazy.
what did she start at?
Nikki started out at 649 pounds.
Where'd she go down to?
In 12 months, she lost 207 pounds.
That's pretty unbelievable. I mean, that's some serious weight. I think if someone could lose, 50 pounds in a year, that's impressive. But
Yeah.
200, 300 pounds is crazy.
But I think because that surgery shrinks their stomach.
Yeah.
Right?
I have a friend of mine who she did that, and I mean, if she eats too much of something, like she gets super sick.
Yeah,
Like, it
that's
makes
what I
her
heard.
throw up,
If
and
you
so-
eat too much, you'll get very sick.
Yeah.
Mhm. Brittany Fulfer. She is 32 years old, and she's almost unrecognizable these days compared to how she looked in my 600-pound life. Viewers first saw the dramatic changes in her first episode. Then in a later follow-up episode, and even more svelte, Fulfer appeared after additional surgery with renewed energy to reach her goals, though it was a bumpy ride. But she made it and celebrated by going to the beach without a shred of shame. Woo body positivity. She has a Facebook page, and she posted that she got to see her favorite band in concert. This is the result. Brittany Fulfer, she lost 230 pounds. She started out at 605 pounds.
That's crazy. Well, so what else does it say? Like about spin off? I saw that. Skin tight. Didn't it say spin off?
Oh, it's the where are they now?
Oh.
That is just unbelievable. So the spinoff is called Skin Tight?
Well,
this is where they're
Or just
now.
another show?
Oh.
No,
yeah,
no,
I
but-
think that some of these people go on there, though. So that's why I thought it was all part of it.
Yeah.
But I guess not.
There's Nicole Lewis. She lost 326 pounds. Look at this. This is crazy. Wow.
They have to feel a lot better, I'm sure.
Everything.
do.
I mean, I think just stuff like walking.
Yeah.
Feel better. Like all the pressure.
Breathing.
Yeah, breathing. All that
Going to
stuff.
the bathroom,
Yeah.
taking a shower on your own. These people on the show all need assistance doing everything. It's insane.
Unbelievable.
Well, there's the untold truth of my 600-pound life, and they say that the individuals, often so large that other physicians cannot treat them, bring their hopes, dreams, and lives to the table and put them in the hands of Dr. Now, a surgeon in Houston. They show all the intimate details, but there's still surprising aspects about the show itself that aren't as readily apparent. For example, do some of the participants have shady pasts? What's the deal with the show's enablers, like you said? And how did the show come to be in first place? Here's a look at things you might not know about the reality sensation.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a pass. I think it's bullshit to bring
Yeah,
that
I'm
up.
that's
I mean,
weird.
But I'm just, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just.
Dr. Now, this is what he looks like. They say he's older than you think. He is in his 70s. He looks younger. He went to Tehran University in Iran, then moved to the United States, and he has performed over 2,000 weight loss surgeries. 2,000.
Lot.
That is a lot of fat.
Oh my goodness. The unknown truth is that the show performs surgery on untreatable patients. Dr. Now is a pioneer in laparoscopic surgery, particularly as part of bariatric weight loss surgery. He specializes in people who are super morbidly obese, which are patients with a BMI of 50 or more.
Wow.
Given that every participant on the show is at least 600 pounds, that means many patients have a BMI of 100 or more. Pretty serious stuff.
So sad because I'm like, we only get one body. Like, when you just destroy it like that.
Yeah, but again, I mean, other factors come into there that, I mean, someone could have just had something dramatic happen in their life, something not dramatic, but traumatic happen in their life. And
Yeah, that's the way of dealing with it.
Yeah, eating.
Food's
'cause-
like a drug to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been fortunate, never had eating as a outlet for me, but there's a lot of people who emotionally eats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite. I cannot eat when I'm stressed.
So, just how is it that my 600-pound life came to be? Was it the brainchild of some TLC bigwig? Nope. Turns out it was started by Jonathan Now, a TV producer and the son of Dr. Now. In 2007, the company filmed a documentary about Renee Williams, a local woman who weighed 841 pounds.
Oh, that is 800 and how much?
41.
How does she move? How does she move
They
from that
can't.
position?
How
I
do
don't
they
think
go
they
to the
can.
bathroom?
They have help.
What do you mean
Can you
help?
use the bathroom?
Have to have a crane and pulley system or something.
Yeah.
How would you
Insane.
sit on a
I guess-
special toilets?
I guess they're using probably bedpans. If you're
Yeah,
that
they
big,
have
you
to
have to
be.
use a bedpan.
That's what I'm saying. They have help.
A horse
Yeah,
trough.
but you still got to get her on it.
I don't watch the show that shows you all that.
I wonder.
So-
I
How much
wonder.
can you bench?
Squat at that point. But I wonder if some of these people, if you use catheters and stuff like that, if you're that, you
I
had
think
someone
so.
that super king of Dallas who would do
Oh, I was like, what?
that way.
I think they probably do. I think I've seen that before. Catheters, yeah.
That's crazy.
So
People bathe them, sponge bath them. They have to lay in that position and just clean them with a towel.
Some of these people get bed sores because
Yes.
there's no circulation. Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Dr. Now performed the surgery
Ugh.
because everyone else refused it, but she had no hope and was deemed too much of a risk. He did it anyways, and unfortunately, she died 2 weeks later of cardiac arrest.
So
Is
she
this
died.
next article trying to bash the show?
It's just the untold truth.
Oh. I mean, what
Um,
else are these people going to do? It's some chance of hope.
Yeah,
And all the
right.
people has helped. Why bash the 2 or 3 out of the 2,000 that didn't go right?
Yeah, true.
Oh, but I also wonder, just like I talked about earlier about infection rates on these. I think probably in these procedures, because when you're that overweight, I mean, your body, everything's so slow to heal as it is. Your heart is working so much harder. So I don't know, man. It's just that's insane.
Yeah, it really is.
It says there's some patients that come to him and they expect like a quick fix surgery, and then they don't want to do anything. Like this one, she wanted the surgery and then never got out of bed and then complained and said,
funny.
"Where's my yellow brick road?" Basically, like being
You gotta walk
totally
to
rude.
it.
Yeah.
Walk to it.
A lot of them are kind of like that, though.
Are they?
Yeah, like have these weird
Unbelievable.
attitudes. Like they think that they're going to wake up and be thinner or something. It's like, it's not that way.
So they say participants have been featured on fat fetish sites.
That's not surprising at all.
I mean,
Was
That's
it
a
big,
thing?
beautiful women?
Oh, dude.
yes, that's a thing.
There's a fetish for everything.
Yeah.
This show will teach you that.
For
BBW.
everything.
BBW, Big Beautiful Women websites. They post suggestive pictures for men to admire.
Oh, I gotta see this. I'm sorry.
This
Bernie's
one,
into it.
she
Totally
posted
into it.
her lingerie pictures.
Ah.
on-
Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. She's got pants on, though.
Yeah, but
That's the
I don't
first
think
one,
that's
it
her
feels
lingerie.
like.
she posted them for her to raise money for her weight loss surgery, and there she met her notorious now ex-husband, who was shopping for a fat girl to marry on one of the sites.
Shopping for
We are
Shopping.
glad she dumped the jump in the end and found new love. The second participant to post for a BBW site was Pauline Polly Bombshell. There's also a supersizedbombshells.com.
Supersizedbombshell.com.
Bombshells. They're all looking.
I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm totally pulling this thing up.
A few participants are real media hounds. They're prone to seeking the spotlight.
Oh,
Oh, what are you seeing? What are you seeing, Bernie?
wow. So I just went to Google and
What is it?
I typed in BBW sexy 600 pound, and that's what's coming up.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm looking at. It looks like
I don't think.
it looks like what they make the chicken nuggets with. When
Oh!
Oh,
And
wow.
people love
Did you see
it.
that? Spider?
No, I'm on supersized bombshells over here. There's bikinis that look like they're on backwards. If that it looks like I'm looking at the butt.
That's so insane.
Are you showing the camera?
That is so
That's-
much leg.
Which camera are we looking at?
so
Here.
much.
It's
leg.
so much. What is that? Not so much up. That's so
I
much
don't know,
everything.
but the legs just kill me.
Where's her kneecap? Can we go back?
Right?
That's just
There is
insane
no
to me.
kneecap.
There's
my
no
God.
the ham hock.
What do you like to have sex with that? Like, what do you do?
Come on.
Well, I
Have
mean,
sex.
Get a shovel.
Oh no! That's,
That's so horrible.
makes me like, ugh.
Da, 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 da.
It makes you never want to eat again. Like, seriously.
I know the funny thing about watching that show is it like totally destroys your appetite.
Can you make a bikini for that?
I don't know if I.
I don't know what's happening in the picture.
You have a parachute.
That's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, it hurts me.
A belly party pics. A belly. I'm sorry.
All right, still though, with like stuff like this, even though you might have grown up wrong, come on,
Right?
like, isn't there a point where you're like, this is too much?
My
Spider,
knees
that
are
one's for you.
melting.
Whoa.
My knees are
My
melting.
knees are melting.
That's,
Oh
I'm
my
melting.
gosh.
Some
of these-
Guys.
Some of these ladies look like they have udders.
Udders.
but that's the whole thing about it. So
So-
you get so depressed and so.
I want to say something though, because I am very confused about, like, we're looking at this and we're all going, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my god, ooh, oh my gosh, what is that? Like, we're freaking out, and it is crazy. But then they complain that they are suffering from social stigmatization and discrimination, which are detrimental to a person's well-being. I mean, how are we going to address that? Because I'm sorry, if you don't have any control at all, then are people not allowed to say anything? They're not. I'm confused on it.
Well, just weak-minded individuals. I mean, it's not, I'm not trying to be rude, but they're just weak minded. I mean, they just need help, like mental help. I mean, it's just like someone telling someone they can't say anything when they look like a skeleton. I mean, getting mad and offended. I mean, there's mental health issues here. Clearly,
there's not a question about it.
Yeah,
when you get to this, it's definitely a mental health issue, and I mean,
there's a story about someone that hasn't walked in 10 years.
It's our society. Everyone gets a trophy.
Yeah,
like
the
the way
too.
you raised us, and then even the way I was trained as a tennis player, we would have mental training, and it was like you're held responsible for your actions, and you have to be accountable for what you do, and there's consequences, and so. The way we were raised, we don't go through life thinking everyone owes us something. We go out trying to work and to get it done ourselves.
It's just like watching Intervention. It's just like a drug addict. I mean, these people are using things to cope with something else. And not that I understand all of it as a disease and stuff, but it's a very poor me mentality. I mean, you see people, my parents got divorced, and it's like, fuck, so did mine. So that's why, I mean, I'm not a drug addict or obese or
we lost a parent. We
I mean,
all sorts of stuff happen.
People go through stuff in life. It's just the weak mind. You just have to be stronger in your mind.
Facts. The facts. No matter what anyone says, I don't think anyone here would disagree. Nobody wants to look like that.
No.
Nobody wants to be. I mean, so I agree with you that it's
otherwise they wouldn't even subject themselves to this.
Yeah,
like they wouldn't
exactly.
go because they do want help. I just don't understand the fact that then they don't get out of bed, they don't walk, they
depressed.
Right.
I say it's there's a point though where you gotta just get tougher. I mean, everyone has had. I mean, all of us sitting here, I know, in this room, have had hard stuff in our lives that are very, very difficult, and none of us have had decisions where we go down this hole. So you have to mentally choose.
But these people don't have people around. So they're raised a certain way, and there's no one. Okay, so I don't know your situation, but I can tell you from her and we talk about it a lot on here, is the 3-day rule. And then after that, she's very tough. Like, okay, this is enough. Like, you don't
so
get
you give
to
them 3 days to cry and whine, and
that's
whatever.
it. And then
if something, I mean, not for everything.
No,
if it's
but
something like big,
like something traumatic, it's like.
Like, what's something, if you could share, what's something that was tough?
Well, I think even after my dad died, I mean, I went to work after. I mean, like, I gave myself some time, and we had to go to work. I think breakups can be traumatic, stuff like that. It's like those things that feel like your world is falling apart.
I'm not saying that after 3 days you're like the perfect bounced back, but you have to
move
because
forward.
Otherwise it becomes a habit.
You can't sit in a dark room.
You can't sit in a dark room. You have to open your windows. You have
3
to open
days
your
sit in a dark
blinds.
room. 3 days.
If you need it. I mean,
if you want to,
or like
you can cry, go stay in bed if you want for 3 days, but then you have to get up and you have to be tough because our life is hard.
But I think,
and we can all. I mean, you could stay in bed. You lost your hand.
Yeah.
I mean, someone shot you. It's like okay, it's traumatic stuff,
which are bigger things than probably your
brother, your dad. I mean, it's something happens to everyone.
Yeah, for sure.
So you have to make a decision. And someone taught me that 3-day rule long time ago, and I have always believed in it. And it's
but
amazing.
I think some people misinterpret that when we say that. They think that, oh my gosh, after 3 days you can't be sad anymore. That's not what we're saying.
That's not even possible.
That's not what we mean by that. It's just the depressed situation, because I think I feel like I understand that depression is a disease, but I think it was caused by something happened, and then you felt sad, and then there was nobody there to kind of give you tough love. She's been tough before. Like, you're like, she's like, we're done. Like, I understand, but you gotta like move on. And you're like, you're so mean to me. And she's like, well, I mean, it is what it is. You gotta get your shit together. I mean, a lot of things can happen, but it's like there's nobody to push them out of their hole. Like, and then once you're in there, I think that is when you're really, really in for.
I really think that is something that a lot of people, like, you need to tell your loved ones to live by that, and you need to yourself use it. A doctor told me that long time ago, and I was like, whoa, I was like, God, that's kind of rude or rough. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, no, it's absolutely the right thing, because you can fall. So, I mean, it becomes a habit.
I
That's what
think
always
one
say.
time, like in my girl drama, I think I've been like, I'm so depressed. She's like, no, you're not. You're not depressed. I don't think so. Like, no. And you're like, like, it's just, you're so mean to me. Like, you know what I mean? It's just tough love.
Yeah.
And some people are enabling these people like, oh, yes, poor you.
Yeah.
Poor you.
Let me bring you more food. I
Or
would be
whatever.
like, get
Have a
up.
Snickers. It's fine.
Let's get up. Let's go.
Yeah.
This
Like,
is unacceptable.
That's the kind of stuff you need to be proactive in life in general, anyways.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
just get your stuff done.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is that no matter how bad something feels like, and you're right, we've all gone through some stuff where it's tough, right? The moment it feels like the world's over.
Yeah.
But I think one thing I've learned, I think we could all agree on this, is that nothing ever is as bad as we think it
And
is.
nothing lasts. It's
Ever.
ever.
No matter what.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part, I think, for people to realize is that, like, it's just temporary, that feeling. But if you get depressed, then it's almost like worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you
You
feel
feel
like
it.
that forever.
Yeah.
It's a compounding problem.
Right.
So,
I mean, there's more and more and more people. It's like
I mean, it goes
them,
on and on and on.
It goes on and on and on. So I think we all get the point, and I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. I don't mean any disrespect to any of those people. I'm sure that they got to this point for their own reasons. Like we said, they didn't have those people in their life that helped them. They just didn't know how to pull themselves out of it. And no disrespect, but at the same time, it is unbelievable. And I don't think there's anyone that would look at this and go, it's nothing. It is a big deal, and it's unbelievably tragic, really, I think. And the ones that are doing great is an inspiration, hopefully, to others that have that much weight. So definitely something unbelievable. But you should watch the show. It is very,
Untold
very
watching the show.
interesting.
Watch Fed Up. That one is
Yeah.
like the first one. I mean, it's on Netflix. I would watch it because it kind of makes you really think. It makes you think, even if you're a fit person, what you're eating or what our government will trick you into thinking for money.
Yeah. There was the also, so What the Health is one, right? What the Health? You
I
seen that
haven't
one?
seen that
That's
one.
really good.
Yeah. That was, you
But I heard
talked
that
about
one.
that the first time you came on.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It's
Yeah.
I mean, all that stuff, because we're pretty desensitized to everything because the environment, right? But man, when you actually do see what's in it, it'll shift every part of you.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. You're like, oh shit.
I think we need to call Miss Polly.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. I like the ring a lot better.
I like our music.
Hello.
Hi.
What a greeting.
I know.
Happy to be
This
here.
is Penis and Pussy Talk.
With Miss Polly.
I will never get used to that.
No?
The first time I heard it too, I was kind of like, oh shit.
Here we go. Round 4.
Here we go.
Your
Penis
question.
and pussy talk.
On that note, I was wondering if your potential lovers ever intimidated by you and all your knowledge?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes. I think that's something that either fascinates them or I've had several ghost me as a result, I think.
Really?
Really?
Ghost you before or
Yeah.
afterwards?
Some even before.
Like what happened?
Yeah. Well, having conversation, everything, going well, just talking, just, texting or through an app, whichever one it chooses to be. But as soon as they learn where I work, there's either a curiosity where they're like, oh, really? And then you get the sophomoric idiots that are like, oh, so you ever hook up with any of the customers?
Wait, how did they say that again?
That was a perfect Amarillo impression.
Can you do that again? Repeat that.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's kind of my impersonation of dumb Hicks, who just, I like football.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, not that football's bad. I'm merely saying that they just have a very
It's more like an immature kind of, an immature thing. Thinking about talking about
childish
sex.
behavior. Yes. Oh my God, let's talk about sex, and then they seem to be obsessed with the topic and think that I'm somehow, some way loose as a result. And yet, let's get together and do you take home any of the toys and try them out? Do they give them to you as testers?
Yes, they do.
Ew.
Matter of fact, check my drawer out.
I mean, honestly, it's like if I had enough toys, why would I need a man? Which, in a lot of ways, is beneficial. But when I start actually talking about what I actually do regarding, sexual health and sexual education, and all of a sudden my nerdy geek side comes out, and that's the part that intimidates them.
I'm sorry. I totally believe you. It's funny kind of envisioning like a nerdy, geeky side in a adult shop.
Seriously.
And the professional dominatrix.
That's
right.
Nerdy geeky.
You're talking about
So
the
funny.
RPMs on the vibrator.
That's right. 8,000.
Well, actually, yes. I can do that
Oh, yeah.
too.
Very interesting.
You can throw me on the fascinated side then.
Well, some guys are fascinated, and it might lead to actually meeting in person. But then it's like, I don't want to talk about my work or my job all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm trying to get to know someone. So I think because, okay, I'm going to say this, and it's meant to just establish the fact that, okay, I know a lot. I'm not stupid. I'm pretty intelligent, and sometimes intelligence and that has a tendency to turn guys off.
I can see that.
They're the wrong dudes anyway.
Yeah.
I would find that attractive. Personally.
I would think so. I think so. I think my brain is beautiful. But I guess they're not interested in that.
Those guys suck.
Those guys suck.
They do. Actually, they don't.
Oh.
Enough.
Wow. All right.
Did I tell you I was a comedian too? Exactly. I needed some rim shots there,
So, huh?
Whoa.
be
What did you say?
typical
Rim
of
shots?
dating.
What was
I
that?
said rim shots. Because those were a joke.
Rim
Come on,
shots.
y'all.
Yeah.
Get your head out the gutter.
Yeah.
Do we not know what a rim shot is? It's totally different than a rim job.
I don't know what that
So I
means.
didn't know that. I was thinking rim job. Sorry, my immature. See, I'm
I
one of the
know.
guys right now, the immature guys.
You are? That's okay, Bernie.
Just right
we
now.
understand.
All right, everyone. You just don't be intimidated by Miss
Okay.
Polly.
Yeah.
Please.
So now
I'm
we go
looking for a good man.
a good man that will get a lot of help in the bedroom.
Yeah, you'll have fun.
We got lots of dating stuff to do here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to go to our question of the day.
The two posh girls ask the question of the day.
Would you ever be in an open marriage?
No.
Fuck no. Hell no.
Open to other people?
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you.
Absolutely not.
Me neither. Don't even
I
try
can't
it.
imagine.
Nope.
I know there are people who do it. I don't know. I mean, and I'm just totally judging those people right now. But
Okay.
I can't imagine that to have a super like really successful marriage. I'm just making a guess in myself because I think I think there'd be an exciting thing to do something like that like initially, but I think at the end of the day someone would get really jealous or what if you found feelings for that person, and that would just be
I could not do it at
Yeah,
all.
At all. Not even kind of.
Nope. Spider.
It would take a lot of work, but
Marriage is already a lot of work.
it's already a lot of work. But I think personally, because we're answering this in a personal manner, I've kind of always been interested in a polyamory relationship.
What is that?
Polyamory is where you have 3 or more in a marriage or relationship.
3 or more?
Typically, it's 3. Sometimes it can be 4, but typically it's 3.
So would it be considered you and 2 other people, or you and 3 other people?
Yes.
Which one?
Both.
Either-
Me, personally, I would prefer 2 other people.
So how do you find that? Like, I'm curious. Like, where would you go to find that?
Well, there's always FetLife.com.
What is it called?
Hang on, it's like what?
FetLife, FetLife.com. FetLife.com.
Make
That
sure
is a
you don't
totally
put
other
that
show.
on the YouTube.
Oh yeah, I get.
We got in trouble.
Really?
Really?
Well,
Yeah, I have
Emily
to just-
Austin, we got flagged because she put one of the websites in for something.
Even though that helps
Oh.
market the website, they
Yeah,
wow.
that's why they took it off, because it's pornographic, I guess.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
well, what?
That's
Well,
a
we can
deep
say it.
reference.
We just
Sorry.
can't write
no,
it.
we can say it. I just can't
Okay,
write it
just
down.
don't write it down.
No.
It's not, yeah, okay. FetLife, yeah. Or there are probably other sites that you can go to, or
So-
other venues you can look
Okay,
for.
I need to know. You go
Um,
fetlife.com and you put in what? What do you search for?
Polyamory. POLY.
I'm so checking this out just to see all the options there. I'm curious.
Oh.
So I got a quick question for you.
Okay.
So here's my question for
Yeah.
you. Since that's your preference,
Uh-huh.
could
Yes.
you be? I mean, so could you be monogamous if you just had one person, or you're deep down like?
I was for 24 years.
But I understand, but I'm talking about right now. Because if that's your preference,
Oh.
could someone
Yeah.
date you and not have the fear that you're going to be always looking for that third person?
Yeah.
That was so
I
not
can be
confident. That was the most
monogamous too.
unconfident yeah in the world.
You didn't believe me?
When it raises up, that's when you know.
So funny. Sure.
I mean, you could date me. You could totally date me, and I would be, if I was in a relationship with another person and I was happy, there would be no reason to seek out a third unless that person was looking for a third as well.
I guess, but your preference is you're going to try to find someone who would be okay with that anyways, though, right?
Correct.
Gotcha.
But if they're not, I may not. If they're not interested in that, and if they're not, they couldn't see themselves entertaining that thought. There's also the problem of me just kind of going, okay, well, this isn't going to be a serious relationship.
No.
You know?
I used to have a friend who, her and her boyfriend would go out of town and meet someone else. No names, no kissing. They had like rules and stuff, and would like.
Where would they meet those people at?
That's just a threesome, though.
Oh, that's not
Like
Yeah.
polyamory is like proper
Relationship.
relationships. Yeah,
Oh.
with multiple.
Correct.
Are they together
There's
now?
a difference.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Do they all
Exactly.
live in the same house?
A lot of times, yes.
That's
I had a girlfriend
I mean,
who
it's
actually
like,
did that
it's
too.
like a true relationship.
I did.
You know,
Is
where
it-
you're involved, everybody's
year.
involved with each other and a partner.
So was there? So with that being said, was the person that she was dating or whatever, were they rich? Yeah, exactly.
He had money, yeah.
Exactly.
Remember? No.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
She said it.
Oh yeah, she did say
She
it. She
told
was
us
in a
the story.
relationship with a guy and a girl. Yeah.
that makes sense. If you, I mean, that money will do a lot of stupid shit for people. It's
True.
really, I mean, it really
But
is.
even if you're not, I mean, I knew of well, actually, I went to wasn't really a wedding, but it was a commitment ceremony between a guy and 2 girls
Wow.
because they were in a polyamorous relationship. And you know, they all lived together and slept all in the same bed, and they all had relationships with each other.
So if you go to work and then the other two stay home and they have sex and it's okay, you don't care?
Well, no, they're all in a relationship.
It's just all, it
You
doesn't
give them
always
high
have
five
to
when
be.
you get home.
Yeah.
They don't care.
I mean, no.
I couldn't imagine that at all.
It's that show. There's that guy with like 5 wives on TLC, on like another TLC
Isn't he?
show.
What's the?
Yeah,
what's the
but
word?
the thing
It's
is
different.
with that relationship, though, they all have separate houses, and
Right.
he goes from one to the other, to one to the other, one to the other.
I mean, what is really the difference?
It's a big difference.
Well-
It is a big difference.
That's so crazy to me.
I don't know,
I can't
this is-
even wrap my head around
well,
it.
is it like the polygamous,
Yeah.
like
Polygamy.
Yeah,
that's
polygamy
what it is.
is-
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think they're all involved with each other in that scenario.
oh.
So
No, exactly.
So if it's a guy who's with 2 girls, so the guy has a relationship with both girls, and the girls have a relationship with the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's possible.
Sometimes. I mean, my friend was with
Sometimes,
the girls.
not all the
No.
time, though. Not all the time.
I mean, how
Sometimes it's
special
just
is this guy's
him.
penis that there's like 4 girls to 1?
So funny.
Hey,
That's what I'm
really?
wondering
I
right
can
now.
go find my own one.
I can
Damn.
find that.
Apparently, his sperm just must impregnate them all and
Oh,
to a
man.
big happy
Good
family.
Lord.
I'm just saying. I don't quite understand that many dynamics, because that to me is excessive. But I feel like there's times when I can love more than one person.
All right.
And
I-
different people can give you different things.
Yes,
Well, exactly. What if one person
I've heard that.
You've heard that?
I have heard that people feel like they love 2 people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
I could never do it.
yeah.
I know.
I mean,
I
think-
couldn't, but I'm just saying I've heard it.
I think people, if they're not happy in their relationship, this is my 2 cents. I mean, I'm not hating on. I am hating on anybody, but I think if you're not happy in a relationship, if you have 2 people who are together, and one is not happy in a relationship, and then they go find someone else to cheat on, and then they get caught up in, and I'm talking a different situation than what you're talking, Miss Polly, but I think they can
Right.
misconstrue what they're feeling right now, because they're just
They're
starting.
missing
They're
something else.
feeling some happiness by some excitement, but that's, I mean, and then they say that that's love, and it's not. It's an infatuation or something new or whatnot. So I don't know.
That makes sense.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think it can be a slippery road. I think I think marriage is so hard already, and then you throw one other person in the mix. I can't even imagine.
I used to say marriage is worse than getting shot, and I know. Like sometimes I love marriage.
You
I
actually
enjoy.
care allowed to say that.
This is one I can talk about, and I will tell you what. Sometimes when I was married, I used to say, "Man, I will take another bullet." Right, like literally. 'Cause
No
Oh,
way.
wow.
Oh my god.
I'm not being really serious. I'm just trying to don't shoot anybody. But I'm just, my point is like how hard
Yeah.
after getting shot, that was hard.
Yeah.
Marriage was way harder than that. Yeah, and it was way more expensive. So
On that note,
Nobody's gonna get married.
Imagine.
no, marriage is. I
So you would get married again?
hell yeah. Dude. I like being in relationships. I mean, I won't say I like being married, because I can still see myself getting married for sure. But I take it more serious now than before. But I take it knowing it's very hard. So
it
Not
is.
as a polygamist.
cool. Depends
So
on what they look
everyone,
like. Depends on what they
thank
look
you
like.
for listening.
Thank you.